Hi, I'm Vanessa Beretta, and I'm excited to help you learn to live through your own intuition, your own discernment at your next level. It's very exciting because this is a time where we all need to be doing this more than ever. And I'm going to be speaking about this topic from a very now moment. So it's not going to be the way we talked about intuition 5, 10, or 15 years ago. It's very now. And as consciousness, as human consciousness is expanding and accelerating at a rapid rate, these concepts have to transform and change. So my primary focus is to help you expand your awareness of this, be more trusting in who you are and what your next step is, and feeling that sense of living from an embodied state of knowing. And so this is very exciting for me. So I'm going to use knowing or embodied knowing more than I'm going to use the word intuition. You can choose to use whatever word you want and resonate with whatever word you want. But I use that because we are, as humans, can merge this understanding from a concept into a embodied reality more than ever. And that's really where we're taking this. Your knowing is physical, felt, known by you in this now moment. It is embodying higher aspects of yourself now. So all your intuition is an aspect of you that has a broader perspective. An aspect of you that is not the linear thought process of the mind that takes things from facts and kind of, decides and draws, pros and cons lists in your mind and stuff like that. This is the part of you that is not that aspect. It is outside of that aspect. And so it is a larger aspect. Now, your understanding of this is going to be different than maybe someone else's understanding. So however you're feeling this right now, my main purpose is it to be tangible and felt. You are here in a physical body as a spiritual consciousness, and you are also higher aspects of yourself. So it's you in the body all the way up to source and back. So whether you experience or feel higher aspects of yourself already, whether you have a relationship or a feeling of higher aspects of self, whether you're very in tune with your body, any of those things, coming down to the very core essence of knowing that it is about you and your felt, known sense in this now moment. I mostly care about your experience and less about the concept. So I'm keeping it very clear and very simple. Your concepts of all of this will vary because we are in a state of expansion. We are in a state of evolving and expansion. This is not a course about learning how to tune in to things outside of yourself, to your guides, to other beings, okay, to consciousness that is outside of your stream of consciousness. This is about you knowing you at a deeper level. If those things are where you're going, or you're heading to, or you're already doing, this is going to help you, because anything that you communicate with outside of yourself needs to be resonant or not resonant. You need to be able to know if it's right for you or not, if it's aligned or not. You need to be able to discern for yourself. if it's right or not. Just because you talk to someone outside of yourself, a being or a guide, doesn't mean it's aligned for you. So your ability to know is absolutely imperative more than ever. It has been a long time of people feeling like beings of higher dimensions are all going to be in resonance. And I hear this and it's beautiful. And yes, you need to feel it. So if it feels in resonance for you, then it is in the moment. However, that's not always the case. Okay? It's not always the case. I know this is not information everyone knows or everyone might have a belief system about, and that's fine, because what I'm talking about is still the core essence. So that's clairaudience, right? The same thing goes with your visuals. What you see needs to be discerned through your embodied knowing, feeling knowing. It needs to be, okay? Your visual, how you see things in your mind's eye, okay? Or the energy that you see, if you do see energy around people or in the peripheral of your vision or something like that, all that still has to feel, is it in resonance? And if you're visual already, you're probably already doing this without realizing. There's a feeling that comes through that you know, this is right, this is right. And maybe you get the chills through your body. So these two pieces need to be discerned, and so that's why I'm going to say it a million times. You're going to that core feeling, tangible feeling of knowing. Okay? Really important. So that's the clairvoyance, right? The seeing. Some people see and it's very metaphorical, so there's a translation process. Sometimes it's literal. Sometimes you close your eyes in meditation and you're in more of a expanded experience, a healing experience, a multidimensional experience. All of these things need to be discerned. Think about it like in your real life. You speak to someone, okay? You have to also decide in that moment, what are you feeling about this person? Does this person feel like someone you want to talk to? What they're saying, is it resonant for you? Is it not resonant for you? You know, does this person feel off and you just don't feel like talking to them? Same thing with your seeing. You don't drive down the street and the sign says, best coffee in the entire world, and you say, okay, and you just believe it blindly, right? You have a sense of, does that feel right? Does that not feel right? Am I going to turn into everything, every offer that I see on the street, every person that wants to talk to me, or every person in the world? No. And so it's the same thing for other dimensional spaces, other dimensional beings, consciousness. We can literally access anything and everything from all over. Okay? Anything and everything is possible to access. We have to be able to discern if it's going to be helpful for us, harmful for us, right or not right for us. Okay? And what's right for you in the moment could be different for you a day later and is different for other people. There is no one, book of truth that says this is right for every person and this is not right for every person. So when I say right, I mean your truth in that moment. So, as we learn how to deeper feel and know, those visual or hearing aspects are secondary. They're secondary. Okay, so the two things we can use for the feeling and the knowing could be clairsentient and claircognizant. Clairsentient is the feeling, and the claircognizance is the clear knowing. So clair means clear. Clairsentient a lot of times gets lumped in with empath aspects, and it's not the same thing. Taking on other people's energy into your body and kind of feeling it, mirroring it, merging with them, basically mirroring, feeling, and feeling the same thing is not the same thing as being clairsentient. Without that, you can actually remove that absorption process and still be a feeler. Okay? I know this from my personal experience and from helping a lot of people with that. So you can feel from afar, in a sense, basically. Okay. So this is something that, as humans, in a lot of ways, we've always done to varying degrees. But because we are so mind focused, a lot of humans in our everyday life, we tend to focus so much on the logical, linear aspects of mind that we, over time, have lost or redirected focus to that part and lost the part that is the intuitive knowing. So it's there. It's really important to understand it's there already. Your feeling and knowing is there. We are just refocusing and basically creating a space, setting a stage for it to be easy to access or feel in the moment. Okay? I try to stay away from access and tuning in those words because it can feel almost like outside of yourself. I have to locate something. It's like going into a room and saying, where is that pen I want? And you're trying to locate it. You're locating it inside yourself. It's inside. You're turning inward. You're asking questions inward in this. So I want it to feel so now, here, a moment embodied. So that's why I use the words I use. And those words come naturally to me with the way I describe it now anyway. And so that's why I use knowing instead of intuition. But it doesn't matter. These are words. Remember, words hold a vibration. And whatever vibration you are in, that you are putting into your words, are how the information is translated. So you are feeling what I'm saying, and you're taking that in. The words are secondary. Okay. So if you're not clear on how you experience any of these things, that's okay. If you are, but you want to continue to fine-tune things, that's awesome. Anywhere where you're at, this is going to allow you to develop further. Okay? So I want to do just a brief exercise, a meditative exercise with you. And this is really the foundation of you feeling and knowing. So, have a seat, close your eyes, and start to gently notice your breath. Allow yourself to breathe a little deeper. And as you breathe, we're just going to start to feel our body. Sometimes we are our consciousness, our focus is in certain areas of our body or our energy field, and it's less kind of embodied throughout your whole body. And so what we're going to do is gradually and gently bring ourselves anchored in more. So as we feel, know that there always are deeper layers to feel. So sometimes we might say, I'm in my body, I feel everything. But then we can actually sink in a little more. So we're just going to take ourselves slowly down. So let's feel like if we're feeling up by our head, okay, we're just going to slowly and gently feel through our body and start to inhabit all the spaces of our body, our head. We're going to slowly go down to our neck. We're filling it up. Down through the shoulders, down through the arms and hands, down through the upper torso, middle torso, and lower torso, down through the hips, the pelvis, down through your thighs, knees, lower legs, and feet. And as you just sit and feel for a minute, I want you to feel what I'm saying to you. I want you to notice what it feels like to feel. I want you to just turn your awareness inward as we ask a question. You're going to ask it into your body. So a broad sense of your body, or maybe into the heart space. And so when you ask, if you tend to imagine or visualize a question, allow that to look like it's going into your body, like you're pouring it into your body in some way, or it's just going from your mind down into your body. Or if it's not a visual, which is fine as well, everyone's different, allow it to be a feeling, like you're just planting a seed into the soil of your own body. And I want you to ask yourself, how do I know what's in resonance for me? How do I know what's in resonance for me? What does it feel like for something to be in resonance for me? And then allow the answer to come. So we are asking a question, leaving a space for the answer to come. We are surrendering to the process. Allow it to be felt, known, to drop into your awareness. And now we're going to just take a breath and clear that out. So just create a blank slate. And we're going to come back and ask one more question. How do I know what's not in resonance for me? How do I know? How do I experience and feel what's not in resonance for me? Asking the question, letting go, like you are metaphorically giving it over to yourself, and allowing the answer to present from inside of you. Take a breath and clear that out. And so you might, from that is the essence of what I'm going to guide you through more of that tuning in process, or that feeling awareness process. In that moment, you might have gotten a memory that seemed random a song, something could have popped in your mind. Know that if it's a memory, maybe it was a memory of a time when you knew really clearly. Maybe it was an awareness of something that needed to come up to clear so that you can know more clearly your intuition. Maybe it was just a feeling of lightness for in resonance. Maybe it was feeling of heaviness or a kind of a dead space for not in resonance or no. Anything that came up in that space is helpful. We're going to do more of this in many different ways. Going to talk about this more in different aspects. There's a lot more to come with all of this. And so I want you to just let each day be this beautiful process of opening, of deepening, of expanding your awareness, your consciousness, and the actual ability, tangible, practical ability to live from this space. Thank you for being in class today.